Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to the boardroom at Oakland Realty, downtown Vancouver. It's a beautiful Friday outside. It's sunny, so I look forward to getting through this quickly and letting us both get on our way and get the weekend started. Today we discuss how much it will cost to sell your Vancouver property. Now, it's an expensive process, yes. It's a stressful process, can be. Can it take time? Possibly. You need to know what the costs are before getting involved, what the possible costs are, there's fundamental costs involved, and then there's things that can pop up along the way. So education is key, especially when building your expectations for this part of the process, which is actually going to market and knowing what you're going to get and what you're going to finish with at the end of the day. So this is a very important episode. I'm going to start with realtor fees. Now, due to the Competition Act in Canada, these fees cannot be set. However, there is a traditional, I won't say traditional, commonly charged fee here in BC. I do not know about the rest of the country. Here in BC, of 7% on the first 100,000 and 2.5% on the balance. Plus, of course, GST on top, as this is a service fee and the government needs to get paid as well. So you can find realtors that are going to charge less than this. You can find realtors that are going to charge more than this. It's completely up to you who you go with, what you can and may want to negotiate. And really, it all comes down to realtors are all licensed, yes, under the same governing body, but all have a vast variety of different experience, and that's really what you're paying for. So interview more than one. Sit down, find out what they're justifying their fees with, what kind of service level, what kind of experience they have, what they plan on doing, what their marketing package looks like, all the things that you're gonna focus on. You've got to find someone that you obviously can trust, that you can get along with. End of the day, we're discussing fees. So let's look at the ballpark average, I'll call it, 7% on the first 100, 2.5% on the balance, always plus 5% GST. So just take that into consideration. It can go either way. What you pay obviously is up to you and who you agree to work with and why. Next, other costs, notary or lawyer. So when you're selling, for example, this is going to cost anywhere between $600 and $1,200 on average, and that's the conveyancing for the end of the deal. Basically, in a nutshell, what that is the legal process at the end of the deal, which collects all the buyer's money, be it the deposit that's in trust, another lump sum of cash that they have, and the lump from the bank that they're going to use, and get that over to your bank account. In turn, you are clearing title of all your financial, what's the word? Financial, I can't remember the word. We'll call them liabilities on title, and clearing title and getting that title free and clear over to the buyer and out of your name, Mr. or Mrs. Seller. So that's the notary or lawyer side of it, the conveyancing they call it. An inspection, typically paid for by the buyer. We went into this in the last episode, doing a pre-inspection. I do not see a lot out there. I highly recommend it is done. So that, if you are to be that proactive, is roughly $500 to $700. What that's gonna do is get you the inspection, a couple hours depending on the size of your building or house and unit, and basically get you that inspection report, which you can have in PDF form or physical if you really want it. PDF I would suggest, of course, and gives you that option to send out that third-party inspection report to show the details of the home, and you can get that out to your potential buyers for a clarification of what they're actually looking at, with efforts, of course, to streamline the offers that you're going to get. Moving costs, pretty straightforward. Movers are typically, I would suggest, between $60 and $100 an hour. There's a million different kinds. Again, always a warm referral is what I would suggest searching for here, meaning someone you know that has done it, used a company. Look for those types of referrals here. Penalties and taxes. I'm in no way an accountant, and I'm not going to speak on that. What I will speak on is a statistic that on average 60% of Canadians will break their mortgage within a term of their mortgage, and there's a mortgage breaking penalty. And when you're getting a mortgage, you should ask about this. That's more on the buyer. When you're buying your property, of course, or transferring a mortgage, or porting a mortgage as they call it. But when you go to sell, you first want to know, when you're trying to line up exactly what this will possibly cost, what is it going to cost to break the mortgage that you currently hold on the property, assuming you have one. So reach out to your bank or your mortgage broker or your mortgage specialist and find out exactly what that will cost. Usually it's a cost per the duration of the term. Some are more, some are less. It depends on what you signed at the start, end of the day. Taxes, the typical one is for, obviously, if there's prerequisites met and it's a principal residence, capital gains taxes are in theory exempt if everything lines up. If it is not, if those prerequisites are not lined up, there is a possibility of capital gains tax to be paid. Additionally, if it's an investment property, there's a capital gains tax to be paid. So speak to your accountant on those details because again, that can be expensive depending when you purchase and what you're selling it at and what the capital gain may be. Always remember, not too common in this market, but there is a capital loss circumstance that can obviously happen as well, which you could in theory benefit from. But again, I'll let your accountant go into details on that. The last part of this is, and as you can see, I'm reading the screen here. We can go back to the blog post, which I focus all these off of, McInnesMarketing.com/news. Don't skimp when it comes to selling is the last part of this. And that really ties into you, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, selling your own property. Can you do this? Yes. Should you do this? Definitely not. I always like to tie it into, would you do your own dental work? You would floss and you would brush and you may get in there and pick some stuff out every once in a while, but you're not going to try and drill out and fill your own cavity. It's the exact same sort of thing. Would you try and do your own accounting work or get an accountant to do it? Doctor, same thing. Lawyer, same thing. Yes, it is not cheap to hire a professional in this realm or many others these days. However, you need to look at it as an investment in the total process moving forward. Going to a dentist every 6 months is an investment in your teeth, of course. So using an agent that, of course, you trust, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you all agents are the same or have the same level of experience by any stretch of the imagination. However, you need to go through and pick the right one that you trust, that you feel that you're actually going to benefit by using. So don't look at it as I can sell this or not. Selling it yourself, can you save the cost of commission? Quite possibly. Do you know what clauses are in the contract? Do you know if you're protected or not in the contract? Are you familiar intimately with these contracts like your selected agent would be? Do you have the time to show the property, or are you at work every day focusing on that? Do you know what the comparables, active and sold, are? Do you know the terminated listings or the expired listings, so the listings that went onto the market but didn't end up selling for whatever reason? These are the accumulation of time and information, and obviously an experience that your agents come to the table with, assuming you obviously select an educated agent to sell what you want to sell. And looking at it from the perspective of, I want to save a few $1,000s in commission, I'll just do it myself, is most definitely the wrong way to go. Again, obviously a biased opinion, being I'm an agent myself, but when you're interviewing your agents or your selected agents of choice, if they're warm contacts or cold, ask them individually. I'm thinking of selling this myself. What reasons would you suggest I don't do that? And you'll get a lot of, I think, very realistic opinions. And yes, they're coming from a biased perspective, but at the end of the day, I believe that it's very black and white. You would hire a professional to do something, especially when dealing with such price points that we're dealing with these assets here in Vancouver now. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm under 10 minutes, which is about double what I wanted this to be. Jay at McInnesMarketing.com, 604-771-4606 for any further information on this topic or any others. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for your attention. Bye for now.